Good morning, good morning, good morning. Bonjour, buenos dias, mi amigas. How are y'all today? Let's share the live. Share the live. Let's see. I am currently playing my favorite Rihanna concert. Good morning. Have a happy Thursday. Good morning. We're going to get started in just a minute. We just turn the camera on. Good morning, everybody. Have a happy Thursday. Have a successful, blessed day. I hope y'all have a really good day today. My name is Janae, in case you're seeing my face for the first time. Good morning. Is it Letitia? Is it Letitia? Leticia? Good morning. How you doing today? We're just getting started. I'm sharing the live. How are you today? Let me know. And let me know, can you hear me good? Let me know if you can hear me. Good. I'm glad you're doing good today. My name is Janae. I don't know if, oh, let me make sure I'm following you. Glad to have you here. Okay. All right. Are you just starting out on TikTok? I see you have 5 followers. Do you need any tips for getting started or anything like that? Or if you just want to hang out, that's perfectly fine. We're just waiting for my friends to join. Okay, good. Yes, there's a lot to learn on TikTok. A lot of ways to grow. So we're just waiting. I've only been live for 2 minutes so far. So I'm just waiting for everyone to come in. Good morning. My name is Janae. I like to come on live in the mornings. I like to get ahead of the day. I'm 32. How old are you? That's so funny. I just read a passage in this book and it was saying not to say your age, but I don't mind saying my age. How old do I look? How old did you think? That's what I should have asked. How old do you think I am? And let me know if the music is too loud. I was just playing a Rihanna concert in the background. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Y'all have a happy Thursday. Have a blessed and prosperous day. Good morning. Let's see. I'm about to share the live one more time. It's always the first 10 minutes it takes for people to come in. Let's see who else to share the live. Oh, my girl P. Ah, it's Antonia. Hey, girl. How are you this morning? Oh, I gotta fix this thing because yesterday it was telling me. Yes. Hey, Brenda. How are you doing this morning? Welcome in. Thank you for that heart me, girl. Good morning. Good morning. We're about to get started. We're going to do the next chapter of the book. We're still talking about working power. But I need to make sure I turn off that. Oh, 34. Okay, girl. Yes. Letitia. I don't know if there's a way you can type in the pronunciation, but I like to say people's name correctly, Letitia. We are so glad to have you with us this morning. Like I was saying, we like to just, we're going to get started in 1 more minute. But yeah, we just like to come on in the morning and get ahead of the day, start ourselves up with a positive mindset so we can be prosperous. Y'all definitely let me know if the music is too loud. I'm just playing a Rihanna concert. Yes, thank you. Oh, Antonia sent her first gift. Thank you. Yes, y'all let me know if the music is okay and we'll get started. Yes, I have my Rihanna concert. It's my favorite concert. It's when she did her Made in America concert. I love it. Her makeup was pretty. The choreography was great. Me too, girl. I watch Rihanna old videos all the time. The day before yesterday, I was watching the old video when she launched her clothing line. I could show y'all clips of the TV. But it's on YouTube if y'all ever want to watch it. It's Rihanna Made in America concert. This is one of my favorite concerts she ever did. And her it was her MTV performance, the one where she's wearing, it's like a white shirt. It's kind of white and pink. Good morning, Kimmy. We're just getting started. I was telling them I'm playing a old Rihanna concert, her Made in America concert. This was when she released Anti. Let me not be distracted. Let's go ahead and get started. So we are continuing to talk about Kimora Lee Simmons' book, Fabulosity, what it is and how to get it. We're covering the chapter on work and power because, we want everyone to be able to be successful. And I think it's so important to learn from people who we see as successful, learn their tips and what can we take from it. Yesterday we had a great discussion on job interview tips, on resume building and dressing for success. I suggested if you need to go on a job interview and you're on a budget, just get you one black blazer that you can put over your clothes. Yes, girl, we love to be successful. That's why we come on early in the morning, first thing in the morning. We like to get ahead of the day and just set ourselves up for success. So this first page, she says, there is no success without effort. So basically what she's saying is, you have to put in the effort, put in the work to be successful. I know in this chapter, she talked about being persistent. Let's see. Okay, let's see. From the get-go, our concept caught on amongst a certain demographic of trendy city girls, and that's so true. If you were alive in the early 2000s when baby fat was really the bee's knees, I guess. I don't know what they say these days, but it really was. She really was keeping us really trendy. She kept us looking good. I was hoping I could find some of my old pictures because I had like maybe 3 or 4 baby fat t-shirts, and I remember me and my mom, I made my mom drive around until we found those t-shirts, and I told them, it's doing it again. If anyone leaves a comment, my moderators, please pin it, because what's happening is it just tells me every time if someone taps the screen or if they share it. Please keep doing that because it does help. But it does take up the whole screen. So just let me know if anyone makes a comment. I don't want to. Yes, baby fat jeans were the truth. Good morning, everybody coming in. We're talking about Kimora Lee Simmons' book and setting ourselves up for a successful day. So yes, and just like I always post about, don't be scared to be a trendsetter. You can set your own trends, because just like she did making urban streetwear for women, that was not common at that time. I had to literally search for her clothes because it was all about menswear. Like all the trendy stores will always just have menswear. So the fact that she made women's wear in the urban sector, yes. Okay, I don't know. But yes, so the fact that she was able to be groundbreaking in women's wear and urban wear was major. So she says, your homework, making it through a tough day, week, or month, or life. She says, a great smile is very important. When you smile, your brain starts to believe you're happy. And that's true because when I was studying psychology, they would tell us that too. Yes, the jogging suits, those matching sets were so cute. So when you're feeling down, you can just like smile, make yourself smile. Even though you're going through it, just be like, I could get through this. I can get through anything. Just smile to yourself. Factor in some time for spiritual rejuvenation, no matter how busy you are. And I think that's so true too. That's why I put on my July goals to make sure that I, take those moments of silence to just, yes, I am speaking the truth. Take those moments of silence, just, gather yourself, get your thoughts together, check in with your own spirit, your own heart, making sure you're aligned with everything that you're doing. Number 3 says exercise never makes you feel worse when you feel sluggish and cranky. And I don't know if y'all remember Michael. He stopped by yesterday and I ended up checking out his live. He has his own home gym and he does online training. So yeah, I was talking to him about that. He told me to drink protein smoothies in the morning. So if you're trying to lose weight, especially in your midsection, and if you have a hard time eating breakfast like I do, you can start making yourself protein smoothies in the morning. So that was very helpful. And then number 4, she says, remember the words that a successful Hollywood composer told me recently. If success takes a long time and takes a lot of persistence and effort to happen, you're lucky. Because if you get success too fast, you blow up too soon. You're the flavor of the month, everyone wants you, and you don't have the know-how and expertise to deal with all the projects you get. Slow and steady sets you up for a longer career. Yes, I love Jesus too. Amen. But yes, that made me think about, you know how like one hit wonders, or like someone will blow up and have a summer hit. It says in the song. Is he in here? Hold on, y'all. Okay. But yes, that makes me think about like people who are like one hit wonders. They blow up so fast, and then a few years later we don't hear about them. So that is basically what she's talking about. You don't want to go too fast in success. Let's see. All right, this is where she talked about the rules of persistence. So the first rule of persistence that she says, when you have a good idea, be tenacious like a pit bull. Hold on tight and get it done your way. Don't let people who are not particularly invested in your success tell you otherwise. Good morning, Tessie. I can't remember how we say it. But good morning. How are you today? Thank you for joining us. We're so glad to have you today. But yes, let me read it one more time. When you have a good idea, be tenacious about it. You know, you have to be aggressive. You have to be persistent. If you know in your heart that you have something that you want to share, that you want to post on your TikTok, you have a business you want to start, you have a career you want to pursue, you have to be aggressive about it. And sometimes people don't see your vision, and they might not be invested in your success, just like she said. So you can't listen to those people. You have to stay focused, and when God gives you that vision, you have to move on it. And sometimes you don't have to tell everybody what you want to do, especially if you feel like it's going to discourage you or get you down. Sometimes you might have to just journal, keep it to yourself, tell one trusted best friend. You know, only tell the people who you know really are going to support you, because you need that support in the beginning. He's not on right now, but we have a friend named Ken. When I did my first live, Ken was the one who sat with me, and that meant so much because I was so nervous to be on live, you know. And so I always am so thankful to the people who support me, and I'm so thankful to each one of y'all for being here with me. Let's see. Okay, she says persistence. Number 2, when you put in solid effort, you build yourself a solid step from which to reach a higher and further stretch. You can stand up strong on the back of all your hard work and view new horizons you couldn't glimpse before. Coasting through a job and never applying yourself will keep you forever on that flat ground. So when she says putting in a solid effort, like just like, you know, on TikTok, people want to get monetized. They want to have their showcase and all that kind of stuff. So they know that you have to post consistently. You have to engage with the people on your page or whatever. So that's just like that. You know, you have to put in effort to whatever you want to do. When I wanted to start my website, I had to put in that effort. I had to buy a course to teach me how to make a website. So just always keep that in mind. She says, going into business was basically me trying to find something to do with myself and offer to the world. And I think that's true for all of us. We all want to share our passions, our talents, our skills. Share the best parts of yourself with, you know, your social media, your following. Put that out in the world. When you put that good out into the world, when you put that positivity out into the world, it will come back. Even if it's not immediately, just know, you know, you have to stay the course. You have to stay persistent, just like we've been talking about. Even when you have those tough days, just like she said, you have to, you know, put on a smile sometimes and just keep going no matter what. Don't get discouraged, especially when you're very passionate. So let's just go back over that. If you have a tough time, remember to smile within. Factor in some time, you know, if you have to pray about it, talk to an advisor about it. You can go exercise. That always clears your mind. You could go for a walk. And remember that you don't want overnight success. You want to learn and be able to, you know, be official. So let's go on to the next tip she has. Do it yourself and defeat stress. When things are really stressful, this is what I do. Imagine the happy ending I want to whatever challenge has got me anxious. So if you're feeling anxious about something, I say that all the time too. Just close your eyes, visualize yourself on the other side of the problem. When I have real problems in life, that's what I always do. I try to, see the solution. I'm a very solution oriented person, so I always try to think of myself on the other side of my problems. All right, so moving on to her next rule for being Dana. Good morning, girl. We're so happy to have you today. How are you? If y'all are not following my girl Dana, you definitely should be. She shares really good, practical, real tips on being monetized. It's called user-generated content. If you, good morning, girl. Y'all definitely check in with her. Let me put her on the spotlight. But yes, I love people who share real tips, who really help people. We don't need anything that's going to be fake. We don't need, scams or anything like that. Yes, girl, I was like, oh my gosh, I know you're on the West Coast, but thank you so much for checking in with us at 5 a.m. That is a real commitment, girl. And I always post you to my story just because I feel like Dana really does share really good content. If you like to make those cute clips and you like to show product, you need to follow Dana and listen to all her tips. I have been listening to her and I have been applying what she's been telling me, and it has been very helpful. So y'all definitely check in with her. And Dana, we're still talking about Kimora's book, the chapter on work and power, and she's been giving us tips on being persistent. Like I said, I am gonna get the replays available for y'all real soon. I'm gonna work on that this weekend. So yes. Number 3, she says, it's scary to take a leap and put yourself out there in whatever capacity. And, if you go live, that's putting yourself out there. You never know who's going to come into your live. You never know what the interaction is going to be. But just always stay focused on your message, your positivity, what you're putting out into the world, your gifts, your talents, and be confident in what you are sharing, no matter, even if you have trolls in the comments or anything like that. That's why I always say, if you have a friend or anyone you could trust to sit with you if you want to go live, I highly recommend having that. They're mowing the lawn again. They always mow the lawn when I'm on live. But okay, she says, it's going to take a ton of effort. And so you can't stall for a long time thinking about, should I take this job? Shouldn't I? Should I move to this town or not? So basically not, being indecisive. We can't be too indecisive. Sometimes you got to make the decision and move forward. So that's what that means to me. When you're being persistent, you know what you want to do. I'm going to pursue that. Like me doing these lives for the summer. I said I want to go live every morning during the summer and just come share, positivity in the morning and set our day up for success. So that's important to me. So that's why I show up every day, Monday through Friday. Let's see. And then this passage, she says, young, gifted, and hot. They got closer. I'm sorry if y'all can hear that. Anyways, so she says, avoid discussing your age. Don't lie, but don't bring up the unnecessary. If you're young, people will judge you. And if you're older, they expect... If you're older than they expect, they'll judge you too. They'll judge you either way. And that's true with a lot of things. People will judge you either way it goes. So never get too caught up on what other people say. And then she says, dress with authority and sophistication. That was just like we talked. Good morning, Jasmine. So glad to have you here today. How are you? Thank you. I got a fresh set yesterday. We changed it from the nude to black. I have been wanting these black nails for a while. But good morning, Jasmine. Welcome in. We're covering Kimora Lee Simmons' book, Fabulosity, what it is and how to get it. I believe it's on Amazon if anyone wanted to get a copy for yourself. And she has pictures in the book, pictures of her and her ex-husband, Russell Simmons. But he was very helpful to her because he had Fat Farm. And just like we talked about how menswear was really big. This is a picture of her and her mom. This was a picture of one of her modeling campaigns that she did. And she started modeling at a really young age. I think this is pictures from her wedding. So it's a really good book. I usually keep this on my coffee table. And I've been meaning for a while to show y'all my coffee table books. This is her best friend. I remember that. And then that's a nice picture of her. So yes, it helps this Mama Maria. Her goal. Let's see. Help this Mama Maria. Yes, Kayla Ray, you want to be in the TikTok pilot program? That's a good goal to have. I think you have to get, 1,000 followers? give her tips. If anyone knows, how do you get into the TikTok Creator Pilot Program? If anyone wants to share that. Why I lost my page, y'all. Hold on. Okay, I think this is where we left off. Is it? Hold on, let me find the page we were on. Oh, and I'm listening to Rihanna's Made in America. Thank y'all for helping me achieve that live goal. I appreciate it so much. Lisi, I don't even know how to even pronounce your name, and we talk all the time, but L-I-C-I, Lisi? Lisi? I think it's Lisi. Hey girl, are you baking something this morning? She loves to bake. That is her passion. Yay, Lisi, girl, how are you? Good morning. Let me put you on the spotlight real quick. Yes, girl, good morning. Are you baking something this morning? She is so nice and supportive, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all follow her. Let me just find what page we were on real fast. I think we were still talking about persistence. Or were we talking about defeating stress? I'll just read this passage. It says, when things are really stressful, imagine yourself on the other side of the challenge when you feel anxious. I take a few minutes and let the scene unfold in my mind. The mind is very powerful, y'all. If you can visualize it, you can make it real. You can actualize it. When you see yourself doing it, it really helps. So let's see. She says, so that it ends with everyone going, oh my God. I visualize this happy ending almost like it's a movie. And I focus on how relieved and grateful I feel that everything worked out fine for me. So we can turn that into an affirmation. We can say, I'm so thankful that it worked out. If you can think of something that you're trying to overcome, any kind of problem, just start saying, I'm so thankful it worked out for me. And start visualizing yourself, accomplishing your goal and being on the other side of that problem, just like we talked about. Your mind is extremely powerful. And if you need to, journal or write it down, your affirmation somewhere you can see, you can make your phone lock screen of affirmation. All of that is available to you. So always make sure you're just feeding your mind all that positivity. Yes, girl, we are manifesting success over here. That's what we really, really want. That's why I come on before the day. I always say get ahead of the day, because once your kids are up, your husband's up, and you got to do work and all that kind of stuff, you've been pushed and pulled all these different directions. You need to set yourself on a solid foundation for yourself, especially as mothers. A lot of us are mothers. Moms set the tone for the house. Just like I started coming on live at 7 a.m. because they used to be asleep at 7 a.m. But since I started getting up at 7 a.m., everybody else started getting up. So we are reading Kimora Lee Simmons' Fabulosity, What It Is and How to Get It. The reason why we are reading this book is Kimora, she is a pioneer in urban wear for women. Like when she was creating Baby Phat, it wasn't easy to just find women's streetwear. Like, you used to have to search high and low. So she really is a pioneer. And, if you ever watched her show, I remember there was a scene of her, I can't remember what department store she was getting her clothes put in. But she showed her going to the department store. And you could just learn so much from watching people you admire. And maybe you don't admire Kimora. Whoever it is you admire, if they have a book or a TV show, definitely watch. And hopefully they're sharing how they got that success. And you can learn so much from them. If they do interviews on YouTube, that's a great resource. Another good book we read last week was this book, You're a Badass at Making Money, which is free on YouTube. You can listen to it. So even if you don't have the time to sit down and just read, if you just put it on in the background, you'll catch, a few sentences that might motivate you, or, just it'll spark something in you. So that's a free resource. Okay. And so we're going to go ahead and finish up this chapter. That's where we left off on. So she says, young, gifted, and hot. She said not to share your age because people will judge you whether you're too old or too young. Dress for authority and sophistication. Dress for the job you want. Yes, read more books. It's definitely helpful, especially if you want to get your screen time down. Get into a good book. So yes, don't dress like a kid, even if it's cool in your line of work. Don't dress like super casual. Dress, with respect, like you want people to take you seriously. Educate yourself beyond the call of duty. People are going to assume you don't know much, so surprise them. Know what's going on in your industry. Who's who, Read the national and international news as well. Broad knowledge impresses people way more than age. So, hey, lovely lavish, welcome in. We're reading Kimora. It's filtering comments. We're reading Kimora's book. We're reading the chapter on work and power, and she's just giving us tips on how we can be, successful in the workplace. We were talking about dressing for success, dressing for authority. Dress for the job you want, not the job you have. Hey, girl, I'm so happy to see you this morning. Thank you for that, heart me. Y'all, before y'all leave, everybody make sure y'all grab y'all engagement points. When y'all click the little heart button, it'll say I think it says claim. That's super important that you claim those points. Never leave someone's live without claiming your points. If you are a live host, make sure when you set your goal right here, do not leave your live without your goal being met. That it's not good. Read the Wall Street Journal if you can. And Tony, she is very educated in her field. I don't know if she would want me to share or not, but she is an excellent person to talk to if you have questions about money. That's all I'm gonna say about it. Yes, I've been soft launching her to get on TikTok and share her tips, because she is, she don't be wanting me to brag on her, and I will sit here for a long time trying to storm, but I can't. You have to approve it. Let's see which comment did it filter. TikTok is so picky about it. But yes, if I miss a comment, I'll do my best. Yes, Tony. I'm not going to say too much, but you know how I feel about you. So yes, she said, educate yourself beyond the Call of Duty. So knowing more than even what you... Yeah, it was filtering really weird comments. Like, somebody said, hey, girl, and they filtered it. So anyway, y'all, like she said, you want to educate yourself beyond the Call of Duty, even if it's not in your job title, to know a different department. Don't be scared to go ahead and know it. Even if, maybe your manager noticed, maybe they don't. But when you have that integrity in yourself, in your career, I promise you it's going to pay off in the long run. Somebody's going to notice. Even if it's not your current job. Yesterday we talked about, if you're trying to switch jobs, what to do. I talked about, you could take a day off and schedule interviews. You could go on an interview during your lunch break. You could have your little blazer or your change of clothes with you in your car if you have to. Just making your career work for you. This is your life and your career. So don't be working somewhere that you don't like going to every day. Yes, Kimmy is very motivational. She's so positive. Make sure y'all are following her. She is one of the real people. Yes, that's what we talked about too. Somebody's trying to join as a co-host. No, thank you. Kimmy is super motivational. She is so nice. If you need that extra push on your timeline, definitely follow her. Follow people who share inspirational and motivational things that keep you going. You don't have to follow people who don't, support and encourage you. You don't have to follow people who are putting a bunch of foolishness on the timeline. We want to enrich our minds and make sure we're filling ourselves with good things, because when we're full with good positivity, we're going to put that back out into the world. So that's why I like to surround. There goes my guy, Ken. You missed it, Ken. I was telling them all about you. I told them how on my first real live, Ken was the only person in there that I knew. So I'm forever grateful to Ken. Thank you so much for that, heart me. And I was going to tell you, Ken, if you were trying to think of a video content idea, you should make a video saying the name of the city you're from so I can know how to say it. Happy Thursday, my friend. Ken is awesome, you guys. Make sure y'all are supporting him and his page. He has lots of great content coming soon. Let's see if I could just put him on the spotlight real quick. Can you always kind of, well, not always, but sometimes you come towards the end. We're going to wrap up this chapter. How many pages we have? Just a few more pages. But yes, so like she said, don't ever waste your time worrying about what you don't know. And just like we said, surround yourselves with experts who keep you focused on what you do and know how to do. So yeah, follow people you admire. Follow people that, encourage and inspire you. It will keep you going and motivated, because, like they say, that doom scrolling, we don't want to doom scroll. We want to inspire scroll. We want to scroll through people who are, oh, she's doing this, she doing that. And after we get off TikTok, I'm inspired to go do whatever I need to do. So that's what we want to cultivate in our little space over here. Let's see. Okay, it says you can't let a temporary drama build up and take over your existence because it will sit and fester into a bigger fear that you actually can't overcome. I truly believe that if you don't keep moving at the difficult times, your self doubt grows 100 times bigger. And that's so true. Just like when I was nervous to go live for the first time, if I never took that step, we wouldn't be here right now. I wouldn't be able to connect with you guys and hopefully pour good things into your day. And this was just something that was on my heart to do. So, always follow, if you have a good idea and you feel like you want to put some good out into the world. Let me change my goal real quick before we get off. Let's do, let's do 20. Let's do that. Is Community Fest still going on? I feel like Community Fest has been going on so long. Okay. Can our TikTok be friends? I will support you. Yes, girl. I will give you that follow back. Thank you for coming in. Christine, I am not a robot. Thank you for not being a robot, girl. We like real people over here. So, yes, we talked about, not letting that self-doubt fester. If you let it sit too long, it will take over. Okay, it says for any woman, it feels like we're living life for other people and working so hard just to meet their expectations. It's important to bring it back around and realize your potential and take advantage of it. You've got one life. You are supposed to use your talents for good. So you can't get tired of it. You just got to make adjustments. And just like we talked about what happened last Friday, I could have took that and been like, oh, they expect me to look like this or like that. You don't have to look how people expect you to look. You can be yourself. Let me just check. Okay, yes, this is perfect. So I'm going to end with some of her quotes that she had. That is so true. Like, I feel like I need to read that one more time for my ladies in here. For any woman, it feels like we're living life for other people and working so hard just to meet their expectations. Especially when you become a mom, there's so much expectation on you and so much responsibility. So, like she said, it's important to bring it back around and realize your potential and take advantage of it. Just like I talked about getting on here early and getting ahead of the day and setting that foundation for yourself before your kids get up, before your husband get up, boyfriend, whoever, girlfriend, whoever. Setting that tone for yourself, setting the foundation for yourself of what you want your day to be. You want your day to be successful and prosperous. You want to be in control of your day, not the day just dragging you along. And even sometimes, we can come on here and be as positive as we want to, and the day still might get to us. Just remember, like she said, you smile within, you keep going. What she said, check in spiritually if you have to say a little prayer, if you have to meditate, go for a walk if you need to, and just keep knowing that you can get through it. Keep visualizing yourself on the other side of that problem. If you have a job that you're working at and you're like, I don't really like this job, I want to get a new one. Keep meditating on what does that new job look like for you. What is the ideal job for you? Good morning, Tiffany. Welcome in. Are you on a different account? Is that a different name? Is this your backup? Good morning, Tiffany. Thank you for coming in. And yesterday, Tiffany shared some great things on her live. She worked in finance. I didn't catch how long you said you worked in finance, but she talked about how stressful it is to work in finance. She talked about, some of the health challenges she struggled with and things that she struggled with being a mom. So if y'all want to follow Tiffany, you definitely can. She came in. But yes, we're going to end with some quotes here. Every chapter, she kind of like within the chapters, they're kind of broken up. And so in this work and power section, it ends with this little chapter. And tomorrow we'll do the very last chapter of work and power. So some quotes. This one is from Serena Williams. She says, luck has nothing to do with it because I have spent many, many hours, countless hours on the court working for my one moment in time, not knowing when it would come. So one more time, she says, luck has nothing to do with it. And this is from Serena Williams. I have spent many, many hours, countless hours on the court for my one moment in time, not knowing when it would come. So you don't know. Hey, Blake, welcome in. We're wrapping up. We're reading some quotes that will set us up for success today. I'm working on getting those replays available for us because my lives, I really just like to come on. What's up? How are you today? We hope you're having a good day. Thank you for checking in with us. Good morning. So yes, and that's Serena Williams, y'all. She said she was many hours. Can you imagine, like, the GOAT? I don't even know how many hours she had to put in to be that great, but you can only imagine if she had to put in all that work. That just goes to show, like, all the behind the scenes that people may not see. And yesterday we talked about Steve Jobs. If you read his book, he talks about when they made the MacBook, the inside of the Mac, they had to be so pristine. They were so picky about how nice the inside of the computer was going to be, even though we don't see that part. But even though Steve Jobs is no longer with us, a lot of us right now are holding an iPhone. So that's why yesterday we talked about getting, from the beginning, being organized, being set up for success. If you start your own business, it might just be you today, but you might have 10 employees the next day. So that's why you want to always be organized, have your files nice and neat, and start training yourself from the beginning to be professional and have integrity in your work, and put that time into whatever you want to do. Like, just like Serena Williams says, many hours. And even though you might not know when that moment will come, when the recognition will come, when the money will come, when the fame, the success, whatever it is you're looking for, you might not know when it's going to happen, but keep going no matter what and have integrity and pride in yourself. Hey, Tiffany girl. So yes, let's see. The next quote is from Muhammad Ali, and he says, "I hated every minute of training." And that makes me think about working out. When I work out, I hate every single minute of it. I'm like, when is this going to be over? But afterwards, I always feel thankful and so glad that I did it. Yes, girl, we wrapping up over here. Just like I shared the tip, if anyone has a hard time eating breakfast in the morning, there's a guy named Michael who shares workout tips on his live. He told me to drink protein smoothies in the morning. So if anyone needed that tip. But yes, sometimes you don't want to work out. You don't want to get up. You don't want to do none of that. Oh, girl, look at you with the glam. I love that. It's so cute. Thank you, girl. But yes, so setting yourself up for that success. Oh, he says, don't quit. Suffer now and live the rest of your life as a champion. So start from the beginning. Do the hard parts at the beginning so you can reap the rewards of your effort. At the beginning, it's always the hardest. It's always the hardest to get started and to keep going when you don't know when you're going to make it. So just keep going. Like he said, suffer now and live the rest of your life as a champion. And that is from Muhammad Ali, one of the greats. The next is from Russell Simmons. Even when you're failing, you're successful if you're applying yourself. And we all know what it's like to apply ourselves and still feel like we're not accomplishing. I've had times like that, and I know every one of us have felt like that before. Good morning to everyone coming in. We're wrapping up reading the quotes from Kimora Lee Simmons' book. Okay, so it says, even when you're failing, you're successful if you're applying yourself. The world sees your success. It only comes after you've proven it to yourself and you pass certain tests. But if you have a dream, all you have to do is go to work. Happiness comes from letting go of results, letting go of the anxiety that comes from not having enough. So we have to believe in ourselves. That's so important if you want to build that confidence. And just like we said when we first got started, we said you build the confidence by keeping the commitments and promises that you made to yourself. So if you said, hey, I want to lose 20 pounds and I'm going to work out every day, even when you don't feel like it, you still keep getting up. You're going to feel so confident. You're going to hold your head up high. You're going to feel good about yourself. You're going to go to neighborscape.com and order a bikini because you feel so good about yourself. Okay, so the next one, and it's just 2 more quotes, y'all, and then we're going to go. This is from Lance Armstrong. He says, pain is temporary. It may last a minute or an hour or a day or even a year, but eventually it will subside and something else will take its place. If I quit, however, it lasts forever. If you quit, it lasts forever. Pain is temporary, but if you quit, if you don't stay persistent, you're going to always wonder, what would have happened if I kept going? What if I didn't give up? We don't want to live like that. And so our last quote, I don't know this person, it says BKS Iyengar. I think this is a yoga instructor. So it says, in yoga, the word tapas means a burning effort under all circumstances to achieve a definite goal in life. A worthy aim makes life illuminated, pure, and divine. Without such an aim, action and prayer have no value. Life without burning effort is like a heart without love. So we can end right there. Make sure you put in that effort today. Yay, I'm glad everyone's getting connected in the comments. And I hope that y'all all got something very valuable from that. And I know I owe y'all a couple of posts that I can put some of the quotes on. I'll put it on my page, some of the quotes from the book. I will do that today. Does anyone have any questions before we go? I'm so thankful to have y'all here with me. If y'all were wondering if you could hear the music, we were listening to Rihanna's Made in America concert that's on YouTube. And yes, if that's all, we're all going to go. I pray that we all have a successful and blessed day. If anything gets in your way, don't forget to just smile within. Thank you, Jasmine. I'm so glad that we could help you today. I'm so thankful to each and every one of y'all for being here. And we will be back tomorrow to cover the last part of the chapter. And yes, y'all, be blessed. I pray for y'all every single night. I think about y'all all the time. Thank you and goodbye, y'all.